From the East Brunswick Jewish Center, I'm Rabbi Jeff Paivo. In addition to having a double Torah portion this week, Vayakel Pikudei, this Shabbat also includes a special reading drawn from another section of the Torah. The focus of that reading is the Parah Adumah, the red heifer. And for that reason, this Shabbat is called Shabbat Parah. This portion is another instance in which a strange ancient ritual can shed light on the human condition. The red heifer is an all-red or perhaps all-brown cow, one that has never been used as a beast of burden, which was slaughtered and then burned to ashes. Those ashes in turn were mixed with water and used as a purifying agent, sprinkled on those who had had contact with the dead, thus contracting a form of ritual impurity. This reading is done at this time of year because it is the time when Jews would be making pilgrimage trips to Israel in advance of Passover, and they would have to be ritually pure and able to eat the Passover sacrifice. The ritual was a means of purification from contact with the dead and a way to move someone who was temporarily isolated from the community back into the community. The red heifer ceremony originated as a ritual that marked the end of a person's impure status following contact with the dead and their ability to re-engage in communal life after a week of isolation. And although the use of the red heifer's ashes fell out of use after the destruction of the temple in the first century, the human need to recover from the effects of a death and then to re-enter the life which death interrupted still remains. While Jews today do not consider contact with the dead as defiling, Jewish custom has maintained the practice of semi-isolation following a death through sitting Shiva. Mourners are to stay home for a 7-day period, except on Shabbat when they come to communal services at synagogue. And in a sense, our visits to mourners during Shiva perform the same function as the ashes of the red heifer. By comforting the mourners, we ritualize their grief and provide a way for them to return to their regular activities. The death of someone close to us is no longer considered defiling, but it can wound us emotionally and spiritually. Spending a week at home to recover from a death is not only a religious mandate, it is a helpful practice that gives us time to grieve and to recover. Just as the ashes of the red heifer marked the transition from death back to life, Shiva and the visits associated with it can usher a mourner through the psychological impairment of loss and sadness back to their former status. We continue to need rituals like these to mark transitions in life. Their value lies in their symbolism and in their repeated use over lifetimes. As we all approach Passover and its complex rituals, we are mindful of the importance of ritual in binding us to one another and to our sacred history. From all of us here at EBJC, Shabbat Shalom.